This sector in crypto is worth $440 million. I think if we had a magic ball and could fast forward a year from now, we would have several zeros added to the end of this because this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, dare I even say a trillion-dollar industry being disrupted by crypto. This is Decentralized Science, and in this video I'm going to go over the top 8 different projects that I think you need to be paying attention to and kind of just go through an overall DeSci market update because it's been quite some time since we've gotten to talk. So I'm excited to get into this video. We got a lot of things to go over, and I'm in a new spot, guys. I'm very excited to finally have another location that I can start recording from and streaming from on a regular basis to give you guys constant inflow of information in the world of decentralized science, as not many people are covering this sector in crypto, and I think that they will soon regret not paying attention a little bit earlier. So Research Hub a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, put out this wonderful post outlining a lot of the main decentralized science projects that they think are worth paying attention to. So I think 6 out of the 8 coins that we're going to go over here today are on this list, and I have 2 additional that they didn't cover, which I think need to be included in this entire sector of decentralized science, because right now most of DeSci is embodied by biotech, but we also have to understand that science is an industry which covers more than just biotech and more than just like going out and collecting medical data. Science is an industry that is literally encompassing everything else in the world if you want to stretch it out far enough, but we're not going to get too deep in the woods there. Just note that this is a really good resource to start. Thank you, Research Hub, for posting that initially. Let's talk about Research Hub right off the bat. So right now they're kind of going through and revamping how their reward structure is set up, so it should encompass and encourage more people to actually participate on the platform, which is really good because the more people participate, the more they're going to be using the token. The more they use the token, the more holders of the token end up happening, and their key metrics start increasing over time. Something I want to point out here for you guys is that they recently put out on July 18th a little graphic of how many peer reviews per week are happening on Research Hub. So Research Hub, if you don't know, is very similar to Noble Blocks, which we'll be talking about as soon as I finish this sentence realistically. It is a platform for scientists and collaborators in the scientific field to come together and research together and peer review each other's work. And so you can see since the inception of Research Hub, there's not been too much activity. Most of the time, there was actually 0 articles posted that had been peer reviewed. And recently, in the months of June and July, this started taking off as we see mass adoption starting to actually wake up and pay attention to what's going on here in decentralized science. So I'm very excited to see this. And it bodes really well for Noble Blocks as well, because as we get closer and closer to that deadline date of when the updated platform for Noble Blocks is going to come out, and I do have an update for you guys on that, something from directly from Delroy, the founder of Noble Blocks, in the Telegram chat. I was scouting, or I should say that my Telegram chat was scouting through Noble Blocks' Telegram chat and found some cool information that you guys are going to want to see. But this is encouraging to see that people are starting to wake up to the need for a decentralized platform for hosting the scientific research that we do on a regular basis as a society that often gets censored or just shut out or doesn't get the appropriate attention that it should get. So the more we can see people posting on platforms like Noble Blocks and like Research Hub, the better for all of humanity. Now, Noble Blocks is continuing to truck along. There's been a few developments that have happened recently that have been very exciting, especially for me as an advisor of the project to see. One of those is that Delroy himself said in October, we will be getting the final, not the final, but the next big update to the platform, which will actually be the starting mark for onboarding as many people as we possibly can to use the platform how it should actually be utilized. So that means collaborating with each other, posting jobs, researchers posting jobs, researchers posting preprints, researchers posting peer-reviewed articles, researchers posting anything they need to be posting and to get the job done, and actually getting compensated for the work that they've been putting in for decades, if not centuries, and just being taken advantage of. So very excited. October's the day. It's currently in August, mid to late August, so we got about 45 days left until we finally get what we've been waiting for a very long time. Now, if you want daily updates or weekly updates on what Noble Blocks has been up to, to, unlike most of the other projects out there, on the white paper, they have a section for daily completed tasks. And so you can kind of come through and just make sure that they're continuing to work. Right now, the platform's in like a test phase where they're trying to break the platform and make sure that it's not going to break when the masses start using the platform. So it's taking a long time, and there's a lot of small modifications that they do. But just to make sure that everyone is aware of the modifications, they post them here very frequently. So you can come and just check in and see how close they are to launch. I'm very excited, as this has been something we've been waiting for since the start of the year, pretty much, for this update to actually take place. And then they can begin to compete with the likes of Research Hub. Research Hub has that unfair advantage of being first and having Brian Armstrong backing it. NobleBlocks has that unfair advantage of having me back it. So I'm hella excited for this to come out. There's a lot of other cool things that have been happening with NobleBlocks as well, but I'll save that for a dedicated video. Delroy has been teasing in the Telegram relentlessly that there's a screenshot of all of the holders who have more than 1 million tokens coming out very soon, and some kind of reward is going to go out to all of those people. So just make sure you're in the Telegram, make sure you're paying attention. I'll post it somewhere when it inevitably does happen, but he has been making a huge deal about this being an exciting moment for NobleBlocks holders. Up next, we have the Data Lake token. So I'm going through a lot of the main hitters here. These are a lot of the projects that we've been covering on this page for a very long time. Like, we first started talking about Data Lake back when the market cap was 140,000. I think it ran all the way up to like 30 million. So a lot of people got an excessive amount of gains from the Data Lake token. It's since retraced back down drastically, just as everything else has retraced, especially in decentralized science. Like, we were up over $1 billion market cap at one point. Now we're back down to 444 million. So things have come down quite a bit, and I think that this is a good opportunity to start really paying attention and potentially accumulating more of these depressed price tokens. Data Lake is one of those coins, and again, we've been going over it for a while. If you appreciate the decentralized science content, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because I'm going to be pushing out DeSci content like you've not seen before now that I'm finally in a stable environment to be doing so. So if you haven't been watching Data Lake, they recently came out with the first DeSci specific L1. So they created an entire blockchain to fill the needs that they viewed, given that they deal with a lot of patient information and patient data. They're seeing a lot of just problem areas in stuff like Ethereum or Solana when dealing with this stuff. And so they just said, F it, we're going to create our own. And that's what they did. And I think it's been going really well for them. One thing I did want to bring up for Data Lake is that they recently came out with the content creators marketing bounty program, and I think they've had some pretty decent success with it so far. You can win up to 2 million Lake tokens. I think right now it's sitting at like 0.3 cents, so I don't know that I can do the mental math that quickly, but not an egregious amount of money, but that's at these depressed prices. So 2 million Lake tokens could end up being worth quite a bit. So if you've been on the edge about making content around crypto or around DeSci or anything that you're invested in, you're interested in, this could be a good opportunity for you, and also help your bags, to be honest, because the more people that know about these things, the more likely it is that when a company like Data Lake goes into negotiations with a hospital to gain access to the patient data and actually begin to incorporate all of the pieces of the puzzle that they have, the better negotiating leverage they have by having a more diehard fan base, a more robust ecosystem. So hopefully that makes sense. The more you talk about stuff, the better it is, especially in crypto. I don't know that I can also address the elephant in the room, is that the more that you talk about the cryptos that you're invested in, the more likely it is that you find other people who might be interested but just don't know that it's happening, and then of course it's just going to help out the price overall. That goes for literally everything, quite literally, and I could go on a 30-minute rant about this, but every single thing in the financial system works off of people knowing that it exists. Now, Axon DAO, another brilliant project, another group of people who are continuing to innovate and push the bar, which I really appreciate. They do a lot of good things in the sense of marketing and making sure that people know of decentralized science. If you ever make a post about DeSci or Axon, you'll get random people commenting underneath your post on X about decentralized science and specifically Axon DAO, because everyone knows of this project. It had that monstrous run up at the end of that last leg for crypto. And again, it's come back down to a more reasonable price for everything. And they've continued to make progress and make updates. And so it's a good play in my opinion, especially given that they consistently are on different spaces with high profile individuals and high profile accounts on X. And they post Medium articles constantly, and they've been around when it comes to marketing. So the team here knows how to make a wave. They know how to get the message out. Like I saw them on Mario Nafal's Round Space recently. I joined in, I was a speaker with them. It was a great time. A lot of people watch those spaces. And so getting eyes like that is a great idea. Now, Axon DAO update, August 2024. They literally posted this yesterday. They just went through some of the more recent accomplishments and what they're kind of planning. So they verified AXGT on Basescan. They drafted Axon DAO Foundation governance framework. So that's very exciting. The DAO is finally going to start working soon. They accelerated the legal process for ongoing projects. They initiated DeSci Hub as a knowledge center for decentralized science. This, I think I could do an entire video on and dedicate something to, because this is a good idea. And so I'm going to save that for a separate video entirely, because I like to see the knowledge centers going out there. And upcoming plans, they are launching a reward system, which I imagine is going to be very similar to the Data Lake reward system, although it could be platform specific for people who want to actually contribute to the research. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. And just a lot of good things. They're continuing to build despite the token price being depressed, because the overall market is in a depressed state right now. Now, I have a very exciting announcement for this project that I'm showing you right now. Bio Protocol, BioXYZ. The Bio token is live right now. They finished the raise. They were able to raise $6.22 million for this raise, which is monstrous. I'm very excited to see everything go smoothly for them. And they almost had every single one of the contributing DAOs fill out the token allocations. This is the first of 4 raises that they'll be doing. So the token, while you can go claim your Bio token and your VBio token, they're not tradable yet. They're not going to be tradable until all 4 rounds have been completed. And I don't know exactly when that's going to take, but I imagine it will be a couple more months of this. The Bio Protocol, for anyone who doesn't know, is something we've been talking about on this channel since before 2024. So we started talking about this in 2023. It is an index fund essentially for the different DeSci projects that are listed here. So Vita DAO, Valley DAO, Athena DAO, Cryo DAO, Hair DAO, Cerebrum DAO, Psi DAO, and Research Hub. Everything minus Research Hub down here is one of the Bio DAOs, which was created by BioDAO. I know it gets kind of convoluted here, but I think there's there's not a little drawing that I could show you. There is on a different page, but I did not pull it up. All of these DAOs and more to come have been created by BioDAO. And now BioDAO was created by Molecule. I know it gets kind of fun. Molecule created the infrastructure for the BioDAOs listed on this page here to launch different funding initiatives for different biotech companies. All right? Kind of convoluted, but makes a lot of sense if you really dig into the weeds here and see the grand picture of it. It's an entire ecosystem. The Bio token is acting like an index fund for all of these projects. And I spoke to some of the founders and some of the leaders there, and they were talking about how any DeSci project can be included in this list. Right now, it's just Research Hub that's outside of this little closed ecosystem that they have. But it's really cool to see that there's like high level innovation happening, and they just closed out the round today. So very exciting. You get 50% immediately and 50% vested linearly for a year. The Molecule Foundation, that's what I just talked to you a second ago. They recently launched Catalyst. Catalyst is for realistically anyone who wants to raise funds to do some type of scientific research. You can go to Catalyst, submit a proposal, and then raise some money through it. So what's happening is you're seeing a lot of the DAOs here using Catalyst as the platform to raise funds, kind of making it so that they don't have to necessarily just come from the treasury. They can do crowd raising as well, crowdfunding as well. So very excited, very excited. These next 2 projects are different from all the others, minus Noble and Research Hub. But all the ones that I talked about in between are all biotech related. They're all scientific projects that are all part of DeSci, but they're all very specific to biotech. These next 2 are not. First up, we have Dynex. Dynex is something that I'm down a little bit on. I thought I got in at a good entry price, but it's only gone lower, which means now the entry price is even better for this project. When you look at Dynex, you can think of projects like Render. Render being a DePIN project within the world of cryptocurrency, surprise, surprise, that allows you to kind of create like a little cloud infrastructure system for rendering out different graphics that are going to be used in VR. Dynex does a very similar thing to Render, except they are simulating quantum computers on normal computers like the one I'm recording this on. So Dynex is a quantum computing cloud, a neuromorphic quantum computing cloud. And so it's really exciting because they can essentially transform your computer into effectively a quantum computer without actually needing to give you the infrastructure for hosting a quantum computer. And then they're able to compete with the likes of NVIDIA, actually surpassing the computational powers of the most powerful quantum computer in the world right now by an order of magnitude, literally 1,000% more powerful than what we have right now for quantum computers. And this is just thanks to simulating an environment that is a quantum computer and then running the programs in there. So it's very exciting. They're making partnerships. They're continuing to expand and just allow for more people to actually utilize the platform. They're growing rapidly, and it's something that I would pay close attention to. I don't know when quantum computing is going to have their ChatGPT moment, but eventually they will. And if it's anytime soon, Dynex, I think, will be one of the leaders, if not the leader, in this initiative. The last one up on this list is Private AI. Now, I did work with Private AI for a month-long campaign where I made some of the videos for them and talking about what their infrastructure is and what they actually are able to provide to different projects out there. I really like Private AI. It's part of the DeSci narrative, only it's not biotech related. Instead, people can upload their research papers onto Private AI, and what Private AI does is convert it into a language that is good for training LLMs, which is the backbone to artificial intelligence. So it does not have to just be people uploading research papers to this platform either. You can plug in Private AI into databases that your company owns and allow for the ease of access to training artificial intelligence around your data sets. It's really, really cool. It's something I was thinking NovaBlocks and honestly Research Hub should partner with Private AI to integrate them into the platform and allow researchers to just make connections that humans otherwise wouldn't be able to figure out. Like, look at this. This is an AI readable research paper, essentially. So it's a knowledge tree, it's a knowledge graph. And what they're doing is uploading different pieces of data and data sets into this AI. I mean, it's an AI that does this, and it's creating a knowledge tree so that you can make connections between different molecules or make connections between different data sets that otherwise a human might skip over. And so I think it's very powerful, and I would like to see more partnerships being made with Private AI. And yeah, just full disclosure, again, I did work with them, but I wouldn't have worked with them if I didn't like the product. Same thing with NovaBlocks. I wouldn't have worked with NovaBlocks if I didn't like what they were doing, creating the first fully decentralized, fully censorship resistant place for people to go and collaborate within the world of science. So I'm very excited. Obviously, you can tell that a lot of things behind the scenes are still happening to decentralized science, despite the market cap just continuing to plummet. The entire sector of DeSci is not holding up that well at all. And I think a lot of it is because of the attention in the market going to meme coins. And I think that things will rotate back into some of these more utility-driven coins once Bitcoin starts making that next leg up. I'm noticing, especially in my circles of different influencers and different creators, that they're all getting very bored of meme coins. People keep getting rugged. People keep getting let down. People aren't making the type of money that they thought they were going to make because Pump.Fun and a lot of these other competitors like that are launching thousands, if not tens of thousands of meme coins a day. And I think only 0.02% of them are actually turning out to be anything. So the odds are stacked drastically against you in the world of meme coins. In the world of decentralized science, there's only stinking 25, 50 projects that you can look at, which means the odds are way more in your favor. And these coins actually have a reason to exist. That's my 2 cents. I'm not showing you any charts because all the charts look pretty dismal. You can look up the charts on your own. I'm just here to tell you that while the market is not performing the way you might like it to perform, the underlying companies behind all of these coins are performing the way you would expect them to perform. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream.